I'm a disgruntled Eagles fan, and we're awesome.
Hey Disgruntled, we're in a little bit different location to record this video. We usually do it in the studio, or at least I usually do it in the studio, and you watched it. Me filming in the studio and talking Eagles. But this is another Eagles update. We haven't done one for a couple of weeks now, maybe a month or so. Let me check that because I honestly don't know when was the last time I recorded an Eagles update. It's been a little bit though. And before that, it was exactly 4 weeks ago. It was 29 days and 17 hours ago. Carson Wentz hurt. Are we really going to trade for Deshawn Watson? That was about right before training camp really started and preseason really started. But this video, this Eagles update, it's going to be about the training camp, some transactions that happened since the last time I saw you, and the preseason games. There's only 3 preseason games, like I said in the previous episode of this Eagles update, but there's only 3 because the league changed the preseason games from 4 to 3 and added an extra game. Everyone knows that. Pretty self-explanatory. This video should be a short one. I know I always say that, but I don't have that much information to actually give you because it was a pretty bland training camp, pretty bland since the last 29 days I saw you. Nothing really happened within those 29 days. But some transactions that happened before I get into the training camp and preseason. I'm going to go through some trades that happened. We traded for Gardner Minshew for a 6th round pick, possibly 5th. If Minshew plays 50% of the snaps or more, then the Jaguars get a 5th round pick from us. But that's probably not going to happen. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Because if it does happen, that means that Jalen Hurts, he was just named the starter a couple days ago, which was pretty obvious that he was going to be named starter. But if that happens, then that means that Hurts probably got injured because it will be very, very bad if Minshew, our backup quarterback, our QB2, goes down for the count. That being said, we did cut Nick Mullins as well. He had a very terrible preseason. Did not like what I see from him, and everyone else did not like what they saw from Nick Mullins. We were all stoked on Nick Mullins. I was, at least, to watch him play, but he just flunked. And that was another little story in the preseason, but I just want to wrap up some final thoughts on Gardner Minshew. I love this trade. This was a perfect trade. It's probably the best backup quarterback in the league. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an Eagles fan. I'm going to look up Gardner Minshew stats and just show you how fucking good this guy is. And come on, look how cool he is as well. Like, this is literally the best possible candidate for the backup job. 2020, he played 9 games. He had 216 completions, 327 attempts for 2,259 yards, 16 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And then he had a QBR of 51, which is not that great. Honestly, that's pretty terrible. I don't know why. He had 16 touchdowns for 5 interceptions. I feel like that's very good. I guess the completions, he had a 66.1 completion rate, which is so fucking high. I think the record is set by Drew Brees, and he had 72%. His long that year was 51. I'm just trying to see his rushing because he has a mobile quarterback as well, but I don't think they have it on this website. For some reason, Google just didn't present the stats to me like they usually do. Oh wait, rushing and receiving. I'm just going to do total. He has for his entire career, he has 96 rushes for 497 yards and a singular touchdown. His long was 21. So he's a very mobile quarterback, which is very good. In 2019, though, this is his best career or best season. He only played two years so far, but he played in 14 games. 285 completions for 47 attempts for a 60 completion rate. He had 3,271 yards. 21 touchdowns for 6 interceptions. That is insane. That is starting level material, and I guess he just couldn't elevate that to next level. and Jaguars just had massive quarterback issues. But I love this guy. This is a great backup. If Jalen Hurts somehow get hurt, this is the guy that you want. And if Jalen Hurts doesn't do well this year, this is also the guy that you want to replace him. Well, I mean, not the guy, but a pretty good option to replace him. He has 4 comebacks, 4 game-winning drives, so he's a starter in this league with the stats, and I don't really know why he's not a starter in this league and just a backup. That's all I gotta say on Gardner Minshew. Love it. I love his personality. If you don't know him, look him up. Just his whole memoir. I'm going to put some pictures of him, but I just love his style. He's a real Florida man. Another trade that happened, we traded away Matt Pryor to the Colts. We acquired a 6th-round pick in the 2022 NFL draft from Indianapolis in exchange for guard or tackle Matt Pryor and a 7th-round pick in the 2022 NFL draft. We activated offensive lineman Landon Dickerson from the active/non-football injury list, and safety Rodney McLeod has been activated from the active PUP list as well. Hi.
Don't go outside, bro.
I got a class at 5:30.
Why outside?
It's fucking pouring!
Who's fighting?
Whoa, guys, I'm recording here.
Oh, sorry, I can make it stop.
No.
You want to know how to make your recording stop?
Don't actually, please. You want to be in a little cameo?
I have to go.
Good. I thought you were going to say something about the Colts.
They know.
We released defensive tackle Hashan Ridgway, tight end Richard Rodgers, safety Angie Adams, quarterback Nick Mullins. Those are like the notable guys we released way more, but those were just a few that were notable that we did release. Our tight end core is pretty strong. Zach Ertz, he says that all the issues that he had this past off season.
He's staying in Philly!
Hear that? Trey Skates just said he's staying in Philly, and every issue got resolved. There were some apologies that were said, but everything has been resolved there, and he says that he wants to retire as an Eagle, which is unexpected, but I'm really happy to hear because he is one of my favorite Eagles, and he's easily in the top 3 Eagle, for me at least. So that makes me really excited that he is staying on the Eagles. We also have a 93% vaccination on our 93% of our players are vaccinated, which is very, very good. We're in the top of the league for that. Hopefully we can get to 100%, but we're very close to that. And that, from the podcast, me and Titus said that's going to be released up tomorrow morning. Go check that out. But we were talking about this a little bit, how getting vaccinated is very crucial and is actually a strategy, because even if a player comes in contact with someone, they have to sit out and miss games and miss practices, which is not good, especially for star players. And this came to realize, and a good point, that I saw this on a meme somewhere, that ESPN should put, like ESPN Fantasy Football, should put whether a player is vaccinated or unvaccinated, because that's a big judger if someone should draft them on their team, because if they get COVID, they're out for 2 weeks. If they get contact trace, out for a little while. So get vaccinated. It's the most important. It's the most important thing. Some training camp things I'm going to briefly go over, because not too many exciting things did happen. Not too many exciting things happened during training camp for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts looked very good. Devontae Smith looked very good. And Nick Sirianni looked very good. Jalen Reagor looked very good as well. Now you may be wondering why Nick Sirianni looked good, because he's not a player. But from what I've heard, he's a very enthusiastic person. He's very outgoing. He pumps people up. And there's this one story that came out of Jalen Reagor between Nick Sirianni and him that I really liked. Jalen Reagor wasn't doing this one route correctly. He kept making the same mistakes over and over again. Nick Sirianni got into his face, screamed a little bit. I don't know how screamed, or just like kind of rugged him up a little bit, woke him up. Next play, he did it correctly, and he fixed the issue. Nick Sirianni realized that and congratulated him a couple plays later. That's the type of coaching that I love. You gotta get on players if they're not doing something correctly and they're continually doing the same flaw over and over and over and over again. I love Nick Sirianni. I've been hearing great things about him. And during the preseason, he's been splitting snaps or splitting play calling with his offensive coordinator, I believe. And I think defensive coordinator, but mostly his offense or maybe his assistant, just to see how you play call. So first half of each preseason game, he'll call plays. Second half, the assistant coach or offensive coordinator, I forget what call plays. I think it's the assistant coach because that'll make more sense because the offensive coordinator wouldn't play call for the defensive side of it. So that's good. I'm hearing a lot of good things. And when Nick Sirianni was doing play calls, I loved it. He's very creative. First half of the Steelers game, example, we're up 16-3. You guys know how that ended. It didn't end too well. But our good things that I heard about Jalen Hurts is that he's been high completion rate during training camp, like the scrimmages that they had. He had a very good scrimmage against the Patriots. He connected a 60-yard bomb to the Devontae Smith. No videos of it because all the reporters who were taking videos and stuff exited after a certain time, and it was after they left. But he did connect to Devontae Smith for a 60-yard bomb. Jalen Reagor, I think one scrimmage game had 5 touchdowns in like only a few minutes, and it's very exciting to see that aspect. It looks like he's very comfortable, and when he did go into games in the preseason, he looked very comfortable, and I didn't see when he went in, but I heard good things and saw highlights. Jalen Reagor, 2 awesome one-handed catches that made it on the NFL Instagram page and was very, everyone was talking about how crazy it went. That's about it. Devontae Smith, I love his character. I heard good things when he was on the field or on training camp, how he did a mistake, wanted to fix it, but wanting to play and wanted just a good outgoing energy, which we do need on this. That aura from the end of last season and the middle of it with Doug Peterson stuff and Howie Roseman, comparatively now, it kind of feels like it switched, did a complete 180. What I'm exactly talking about is that everyone was down in their dumps, chemistry on the team was awful, no one was getting along, and then now it feels like we have good energy, good personalities, good coaching, and it just did a 180, which is really good, and I'm really excited to see that on the field. Preseason games, we went 0-2-1. Weirdest preseason I ever saw, to be honest. I never seen a preseason where the Eagles lost our other games and tied. I never seen a tie in preseason games, or at least with the Eagles, which was a very weird score. We tied with the Jets 31-31, but we lost to the Patriots. Again, a weird score, 35-0. So we got shut out and then tied the next game, and then we lost to the Steelers. Some key notes that I took away from it: I didn't watch a lot of it, but what I got from it is our first string is very, very good. I'm very excited to see them play. Second string is decent. Third string suck ass. I think most of the people who are on third string got cut, which is a good thing. But man, our third string just sucked because that's how we lost to Steelers. Patriots were running all over us. Steelers were running all over us. Jets were running all over us. Our run game, that's a little bit concerning because our run game throughout the preseason was god-awful. Everyone was running up and down the field. I think there was multiple situations, for the Patriots game, they ran the ball 46 total times and we ran 44 total plays that game, which is nuts to think about. That should not be happening. I think the only reason why we got shut out, or one of the reasons why we got shut out against the Patriots, because Bill Belichick saw us practicing all week, so it's Bill Belichick. He's the best in the game, best of the best, and he just saw that. He exploited our weaknesses, and I think that's one of the big reasons, but we just flat out sucked. I had a lot of good energy, and I think most of the Eagles fans had good energy from the Steelers game. Completely blew away when we played the Patriots. All of the good energy from the Steelers, our first string, second string played really well, where you controlled the entire game. Yeah, I'm really liking what I'm seeing in that. With our first string with Jalen Hurts, our run game with Sanders. I really like Kenny Gainwell, I believe his name is. I fell in love with him. He has great hands. He can run the ball. I'm excited to see him play on the field. Jalen Reagor is stepping up a little bit. I feel like he's getting his groove. Him and Devontae Smith are I feel like are going to be very good together. Devontae Smith is clear number 1. He's absolutely insane. Jalen Reagor clearly number 2. Yeah, Devontae Smith, the one route that he ran against the Patriots, he went and cut back in, first down. Nice play. He's insanely smart when route running, and I think he can easily get to 1,000 yards with Jalen Hurts this year. And that would be the first 1,000-yard receiver since Jeremy Maclin, when he did it way back then. Another thing, I can't believe that the Jets tied it. It was a Hail Mary play, but our defense, they never jumped. It was just that one guy who jumped, caught the ball, touchdown, tied. It's stupid way to win. Or a stupid way to tie. That doesn't really matter because most of those guys are cut. Practice squad, I just overlaid an image of the practice squad guys. Every guy that we released, we did manage to sign back because no one wanted them. Biggest disappointment of this preseason training camp off-season is Travis Fulgham didn't perform. Got his jersey over Christmas. I'm like, Dad, I need to get a jersey. This guy is insane. He was insane for a 4-game stretch, then ghosted us. Biggest disappointment ever. I was so hyped about Travis Fulgham, but we did end up signing him to the practice squad, which makes me feel a little bit better, but still very disappointed. And hope, because he was looking like wide receiver number 2 or number 3, hopefully, but he just had a very god-awful training camp and preseason, which is a very shame. Harry Carmichael, a couple weeks ago, got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Or he got inducted in 2020, but they had his ceremony, which is very cool to see. I'm trying to think of any other Eagles news that I want to say. Oh, Carson Wentz is healed, but he did get contract trace because he's unvaccinated, and he's going to be out for 2 weeks. But he should be back at the beginning of the season, which is good. Our worries about that foot injury was that he was going to play less than 70% of the snaps, but it's going to look like he is going to play 70% of the snaps, hopefully, unless if he gets hurt or the culture just sticks and be like, I'm going to pull you so we don't have to give the Eagles the first round pick. Deshawn Watson, talked about this on the podcast as well, but he said no. He did not want to be a Philadelphia Eagle. So even if we wanted to trade for him, got literally everything that we have, trade for Deshawn Watson, and we acquired him, we couldn't even do that because he doesn't even want to be a Philadelphia Eagle. He says, fuck the Eagles, I want to be a Panther or a Dolphin. Deshaun Watson, we didn't even want you anyway. Well, Howie Roseman did. I didn't. Most of the Eagles fans didn't because of his court cases. Yeah, so I think that's everything. This is almost a 20-minute video. I said this is going to be short. I lied to you. I didn't have much to say about the Eagles. I did not have much to say about the Eagles, but apparently I did have a lot to say about the Eagles. Now, I'm just rambling on and on, but I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm honestly trying to stall because I'm trying to think if I want to interlay any more Eagles news, but nothing really happened throughout the training camp, nothing really happened throughout the preseason. I'm psyched to have the Eagles come on. I already did my predictions for the Eagles. They're staying the same. I think Devontae Smith is going to get 1,000 yards. And if you want more in-depth football talk, Eagles analysis, Colts analysis, NFL analysis, come join Titus and I on our podcast, League of the Wings. Episode released tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. But yeah, that's about it. I don't have much to say. And thanks for watching. And please be careful. Hurricane Ida is over us right now. It's raining pretty hard. I should probably get a video of that. But yeah, it's raining pretty hard right now. Be careful. I think it's supposed to last until tomorrow as well. But be safe, drive safe, and goodbye. Thanks for watching.